Dear beloved child, before you see a new path open outwardly, I have already begun to renew the deepest places within you. There are changes that do not come with thunder shaking the heavens, nor do they appear as a sign so extraordinary that everyone must recognize it at once. Instead, they come quietly, like a seed beneath the soil, silently drawing life from an unseen spring. I am touching the weariness you once kept hidden, the hope that was once covered in dust, the faith that once trembled after long seasons of endurance. Do not think that because this renewal is happening quietly, it is any less powerful. Remember what is written. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? As in Isaiah 43:19. My new work often begins in places where you thought nothing was moving anymore. I am not only changing the circumstances around you, I am rebuilding the way you see, the way you believe, the way you breathe, and the way you walk through life. The burdens that once clung to your soul like an old garment will no longer have the right to define you. For I am clothing you with another garment, a garment of peace, a garment of life, a garment of a mind purified in my light. Therefore, do not be afraid when you feel yourself being led out of the familiar. There are limits you thought were part of your nature, but in truth, they are only the marks left by the chains of the past. There are anxieties you thought you had to carry for a lifetime, but in truth, I never asked you to keep them upon your shoulders. I speak to you as I once spoke to my people through the prophet Ezekiel. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. As in Ezekiel 3:20. Do you see? True rebirth does not begin when you try, by your own strength, to become someone different, but when you allow me to place within you a new heart that knows how to trust, how to remain tender, and how to live again after seasons of dryness. When the heart is renewed, you will no longer walk as one merely trying to survive each day, but as one who carries within you the breath of heaven. The small things you do will carry life. The words you speak will bear the fragrance of grace. Even ordinary encounters can become places where my love flows through you to touch another soul that needs to be lifted up. Look at the story of Naaman, a powerful commander who carried leprosy in his body. He had position, strength, and reputation. Yet there was still a helplessness he could not hide. When he was told to go down and wash 7 times in the Jordan River, pride rose up within him, because that way seemed far too simple compared with what he had expected. But when he humbled himself and obeyed the instruction, his body was restored like the flesh of a little child. Beloved child, I remind you of this not merely so you may see a miracle of healing, but so you may understand that deep renewal often passes through the doorway of simple obedience. Sometimes I do not lead you by great and overwhelming acts, but by one small step, forgiving one more time, praying one more evening, releasing one fear, letting go of an old thought, returning to the purity of faith. And when you bow yourself beneath my hand, what once seemed tightly fastened to your life will begin to fall away. What once made you ashamed will no longer rule over you. What once made you believe you could not go far will become a testimony that my grace is stronger than every trace of yesterday. Therefore, live as one who has been called out of the old season, but do not rush ahead of my rhythm. New life does not demand that you immediately prove to the whole world that you have changed. It invites you to remain close to me, so that each day the transformation may become more real, deeper, and more enduring. It is written, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. As em 2 Coríntios 5:17. You no longer need to measure your worth by old failures, old weaknesses, or the seasons when you once wandered in darkness. I do not see you through the ashes. I see you through the flame I am rekindling. I do not call you by the name of your pain. I call you by the name of the promise. From today onward, let your heart open like soil after the rain, receiving every drop of grace I give. Let peace not merely visit you for a moment, but remain as a firm foundation beneath your feet. Let the Holy Spirit refresh the dreams that have been asleep, reorder the desires that are still tangled, and sanctify even the steps that seem most ordinary in your life. Then you will realize that I have not regenerated you merely so you may be comforted for yourself alone, but so that your life may become a stream for others. As it is written, whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within him. As in John 7:38, when I place life within you, that life is not meant to be kept inside a sealed vessel. It will pour out through your gentleness, courage, wisdom, mercy, and faithfulness. Someone will be strengthened by a word you speak. Someone will find hope again because they see the way you stand firm. Someone will recognize me, not through great sermons, but through the peaceful light shining in your life. So walk forward, beloved child, not with the tension of someone who must create their own future, but with the trust of one who knows their Father has prepared the road ahead. This new season is not a coincidence. It is a holy invitation I have placed before you. Receive it with humility. Hold it with faith. Nurture it through prayer, and live it out in love. I am renewing you from the roots, and what I am doing within you will not fade like the morning mist, but will grow into a radiant, steadfast, fruitful life, so that all may see and know that my hand is still working wonderfully in those who entrust their lives to me. Beloved child, I placed the seed of a new day within your heart long before you realized it was beginning to sprout. There were seasons when you thought you were merely walking through ordinary days, but in truth, I was quietly preparing a deep awakening within you. Today, I want you to pause in the midst of life's hurried rhythm and hear my voice calling softly within your soul. Open your heart to the new life I am pouring upon you. Do not keep yourself confined within old definitions shaped by failure, fear, or weariness. I have never looked at you with eyes of condemnation. I look at you as the potter looks upon the vessel slowly taking shape beneath his hands. Even the places you thought were cracked and broken, I can still touch and make more beautiful than before. As it is written, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness I have drawn you. In Jeremiah 20:3. That love does not force you to change through pressure. It gently leads you into renewal through peace. I know there were times when you tried to be so strong that you forgot you also needed to rest in me. There were days when your mind was filled with the noise of worry, making it difficult for you to hear the gentle voice from heaven. But I did not leave you in those seasons. I was still there, like a shepherd walking through the dark night to find the weary sheep. Remember the prophet Elijah in the cave. After days of exhaustion and confusion, he waited for me in the great wind, in the earthquake, and in the fire. But I was not present in those loud things. Then, at last, I came in a gentle and quiet whisper, Beloved child, I am coming to you in the same way, not through threat or pressure, but through the breath of peace, entering the deepest places of your heart. There are healings that do not happen instantly before the eyes of the world, but little by little, in silence, like dawn gradually spreading its light across the earth after a long night. And that quiet renewal will be more enduring than any passing emotion. Therefore, do not be afraid when I begin to rearrange the thoughts within you. There are things you once believed about yourself that never came from me. I have never called you useless, a failure, or forgotten. I never intended for you to live beneath the chains of shame and fear. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. As written in John Act, 32, and this is the truth. You were created with sacred worth, with an original beauty that darkness can never erase. I am restoring within you the ability to see life through eyes of hope. I am teaching you to walk forward without being pulled backward by painful memories of the past. Every layer of dust will be wiped from your soul so that my light may shine more clearly through your life. You will find yourself becoming lighter, not because every trial disappears at once, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. Beloved child, the rebirth I give does not cause you to lose yourself. It brings you back to the person I had in mind when I created you. There are talents, beautiful qualities, and pure dreams that have lain asleep beneath the ashes of disappointment. But I am calling them to awaken, like a seed resting silently through winter while still holding life within it. Your soul is also being prepared for a new season of blooming. Remember the story of Gideon. When I called him a mighty warrior, he was still hiding in fear and feeling small within himself. But I did not call him according to the weakness he saw in the present. I called him according to the future I had already placed within him. So it is with you. Perhaps today you cannot yet see all that I am doing, but I have already seen the field of flowers before the first seed ever breaks through the ground. Do not limit yourself any longer by old things. What I have planted within you is greater than anything you have ever believed about yourself. I want you to understand that when the inside of you is healed and renewed, everything around you will also begin to change. A heart filled with peace will create peace. A soul filled with light will carry light into dark places. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. As written in Matthew 5:9, I am making your life into a place where others may find gentleness in this harsh world. Some will be healed simply by the way you listen to them. Some will rediscover hope through the patience they see in your eyes. Some will feel my love through the simple words you speak from a sincere heart. You do not need to strive and strain to become light. You only need to remain close to me, and that light will naturally shine forth. So today, receive this new day as a sacred gift. Do not step into it with the mindset of one who fears the future, but with the gratitude of one who understands that their Father is already going before them to prepare the way. Let your soul soften in my presence. Let my peace flow through every thought like cool water poured upon dry ground. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall soar on wings like eagles. As written in Isaiah 40:31, I am renewing your strength, not with a power that makes you proud, but with a gentle strength that enables you to stand firm through every season of life. From this day forward, walk as a garden I am tending with my own hands. Let every word you speak carry the fragrance of grace. Let your smile become a resting place for weary souls. And as you continue walking in that light, you will realize that the renewal I have begun within you is not meant only for a single moment, but is the beginning of an entire radiant journey, where your soul will continue to blossom beneath my eternal light. Beloved child, I am not calling you into renewal through fear, but through a tender invitation. I do not pull you forward through pressure, nor do I demand that you become strong in the way the world expects. What I am doing within you is like the light of dawn touching a quiet lake, gentle, yet powerful enough to transform the entire horizon. Some people believe that spiritual awakening must come through dramatic and earth-shaking moments. But many times, I begin my greatest works with the softest whisper within the human heart. Today, I am calling you in that very way. I am touching the hidden place within you that has grown weary from striving for too long. And I speak this over you: rest in me, for I am renewing you from the inside out. Be still, and know that I am God. As written in Psalm 46:10, in that stillness, I untie the knots within your soul, wipe away the dust of disappointment, and water the ground of your heart that has become dry from anxiety. Remember the woman at the well in Samaria. She came there beneath the heat of midday, carrying deep emptiness that no one fully understood. She thought she was only searching for water to sustain another ordinary day. But I was waiting there to offer her living water. I did not begin by condemning her past. I revealed to her that her soul was thirsty for something greater than anything the world could ever fill. And when she opened her heart to me, the woman who once avoided the eyes of others became the one who carried good news to an entire city. Beloved child, I am also sitting beside the well in your life today. I know the hidden thirsts you have never spoken aloud. I know the places within your heart that long to be healed and filled. But I do not want you to live only by the temporary waters of this world praise, recognition, fleeting success, or things that fade so easily. I desire to place within you a spring that never runs dry. Just as it is written, the water that I shall give him will become in him a fountain of water, springing up into everlasting life. In John 4:14, when that living stream begins to flow within you, you will no longer walk through life as someone constantly empty within the soul. Therefore, I am teaching you a new rhythm of life, no longer the rhythm of hurry and exhaustion, but the rhythm of abiding in me. Each morning, before the noise of the world rushes into your mind, I want your heart to touch my peace. Every step you take throughout the day can become a silent prayer when you remain aware that I am walking beside you. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. As written in Isaiah 40:31, I do not merely strengthen your hands, I renew your entire soul. There will be days when circumstances do not change immediately, yet inwardly you will grow steady like a tree planted beside streams of water. That tree does not need to shout to prove it is alive, its fruit will speak for it. So it is with you. True renewal does not require display or performance. It will reveal itself through gentler eyes, wiser words, a softer heart, and a peace that can no longer be easily stolen away. I know there were times when you believed you had to become perfect before you were worthy to come near me. But beloved child, I have never loved you because of perfection. I love you because you are mine, and it is that love which is transforming you day by day. I do not ask you to repair every crack within your soul before coming to me. The potter does not wait for the vessel to perfect itself. It is the potter's hands that shape it into something beautiful. Let me touch the places where you are still weak. Let me rewrite upon your soul words of hope instead of the old stories of fear. As it is written, I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. In Ezekiel 36:26, I am replacing wounded hardness with a heart that knows how to love, how to feel, and how to trust again. This is not weakness. It is the strength of a soul that has been healed. And from that renewal, the life around you will also begin to change. I am making you a sower of peace in places once filled with tension. I am placing within your words a gentleness that can lift up someone standing on the edge of despair. I am giving you eyes that can recognize beauty in the small things others often overlook. Many great miracles begin with one small act of love, a timely word of encouragement, a sincere hand held out, a quiet act of forgiveness, a smile in the middle of a weary day. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. As written in Luke 16:10, therefore, do not underestimate the simple things I place into your hands today. From those small seeds, I will cause entire fields of fruitfulness to bloom. Beloved child, I am opening before you a doorway into new life, and I do not want you to step through it with a trembling heart. Walk as a child who knows their father is holding their hand and leading the way. Let today become the beginning of a deeper journey with me, a place where you no longer know me only through understanding, but truly feel the breath of my peace within every moment of life. I am making your soul like a garden, refreshed by the river of heaven. And when others draw near to you, they will sense the fragrance of hope, the gentleness of love, and the light of a life that has been touched by me, not because you strive to become extraordinary, but because my presence is alive within you in every day, every breath, and every step along the path I prepared for your life long ago. Beloved child, I never created you to live hidden in the shadows of fear or to conceal the very light I placed within you. From the very beginning, when I called you into life, I planted within your soul a light carrying the breath of heaven, not a light meant to make others bow before you, but one gentle enough to warm cold and weary hearts. Therefore, the awakening I am bringing within you is not meant to make you great according to the world's praise, but to make you purer, truer, and softer in love. You are the light of the world, as written in Matthew 5:14. Yet I am not calling you to become a flame that burns others through pride. I am calling you to become a lamp set upon a stand, shining the way through humility. There are lights that dazzle people for a moment, only to leave them weary. But the light that comes from me draws people near because it carries peace. I am teaching you that the deepest beauty of the soul is not found in being noticed, but in quietly bringing life to others. When you listen with your whole heart, you become a refuge for a wounded soul. When you smile in the middle of a long and exhausting day, you remind others that hope still remains. When you choose gentleness instead of anger, you allow my nature to be revealed through your life. Beloved child, these things may appear small in the eyes of the world, but in heaven they shine like precious jewels. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. As written in Matthew 5:5, I am forming within you a strength that is not loud, the strength of one who can remain peaceful in chaos. Continue loving in the midst of coldness, and keep sowing goodness even before seeing immediate results. Remember Bezalel, the one I chose among the people to craft the sacred works for the tabernacle. What made him remarkable was not only the skill of his hands, but the soul I had filled with wisdom and spirit. Before gold and silver became beautiful forms, I had already shaped refinement within his heart. Before his hands touched precious materials, I placed within him patience and joy in every small detail. Do you see? Everything truly beautiful begins within. I am doing the same work in you. Perhaps the work you do each day appears ordinary. Perhaps your acts of love go unseen by many. But if you do them with a heart connected to me, they will carry the fragrance of heaven. One sincere word can heal a heart. One act of kindness can change someone's entire day. One quiet act of patience can keep a family from falling apart. Never despise the small works we are creating together day by day. Beloved child, I do not want the light within you to burn brightly for only a few emotional moments and then fade away. I am teaching you holy perseverance, the ability to nurture what is good through the faithfulness of ordinary days. Just as the lamp in the temple was continually filled with oil, so it would not go out. Your soul also must remain near me each day so that your light will not grow dim. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. As written in Psalm 119:105. Therefore, do not seek me only in moments of overwhelm or confusion. Let my presence become the very breath of your daily life. When you awaken, let gratitude open the door to your new day. When you work, remember that I am with you, even in the smallest tasks. When you grow weary, rest your head upon my peace, instead of forcing yourself to strive harder. I do not demand perfection in order to love you. I simply desire that you remain close to me so that my love may continue renewing you. There will be people who enter your life carrying wounds they never speak about. There will be eyes weary from going too long without encountering sincerity. And I am making your life into a place where others may find a measure of gentleness in this hurried world. I am giving your words the power to uplift. I am making your presence bring a sense of safety. You will not need to strive to impress anyone. The peace within you will speak on its own. Like cool water flowing through a dry garden, I will use you to restore hope to souls that are growing faint. And the beautiful mystery is this: when you give away light, that light does not diminish within you, it becomes even brighter. Then there will come gentle mornings when you suddenly realize that your heart no longer feels as heavy as before. The things that once filled you with fear no longer rule over you. The doors that once seemed hidden in shadow begin to appear clearly in a new light. In those moments, you will understand that I have quietly led you through a season of growth deeper than you even realized. Just as a farmer watches the fields slowly change color as the harvest approaches, you too will begin to see the promises I planted within you bearing fruit. Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. As written in Psalm 126:5, not one tear you offered to me was wasted. Not one day of faithful endurance was forgotten. I have used them all to cultivate within you a soul that knows how to love more deeply, shine more brightly, and walk more closely with me. Therefore, continue walking gently in that light today. Do not rush ahead of the timing I have appointed. And do not return to old darkness simply because at times you feel your progress is slow. A flower does not bloom through haste. It blooms by remaining in the light and the water that nourish it. So it is with you. Simply remain in me. Keep your heart tender. Keep your eyes turned toward what is good. And in the right season, your life will naturally release its fragrance. I am leading you forward with a love that cannot be shaken. And every step you take today is becoming a living testimony that my light is still present in this world through souls willing to let me work within them. Beloved child, I do not want you to think of rebirth merely as a beautiful idea to reflect upon during emotional moments. I want you to realize that it is truly happening. Even now, deep within every breath you carry, there are changes that make no loud sound, yet quietly redirect the course of an entire life. Just as a river does not need to shout in order to smooth the stones along its banks, my life is also flowing gently through your soul, renewing the places that have grown hardened through weariness and disappointment. If you quiet your heart deeply enough, you will begin to sense it, a peace slowly replacing chaos, a light entering the hidden corners you once concealed, a new tenderness unfolding in the way you see yourself and others. The kingdom of God is within you. As written in Luke 17:21, what I am doing is not far away. It is growing within you even now. I know there were times when you waited for a dramatic sign to convince you that you were truly changing. But beloved child, many of my miracles begin with things so small that you could easily overlook them. A thought gentler than before. A moment when you choose forgiveness instead of holding on to pain. A morning when your heart no longer feels as heavy as it did yesterday. A quiet instant when you stop resisting and begin believing that I am truly with you. These things are not small in my eyes. They are the seeds of new life. Remember what I have spoken. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. As written in Luke 16:10, I do not build you through rushed leaps. I lead you through a gentle yet steadfast process. Just as a seed does not force itself to bloom overnight, your soul is also being nurtured according to its appointed season. When the soil is softened and the light becomes sufficient, life will rise naturally from within. Remember the story of Mary Magdalene on the morning of the resurrection. She came to the tomb with tears and a sense of loss, believing that all hope had ended in the darkness of the former days, yet in the very place she thought was the end. I opened the beginning of something new. When I called her by name, her eyes were open to recognize that life had triumphed over death. Beloved child, there are times when you too stand before parts of your life that seem permanently closed. There are dreams you believe have faded away forever. There are places within your heart you think can never live again after the wounds they endured. But I am the God of resurrection. I am not limited by what you call too late. If you will only hear my voice calling your name and turn your heart toward the light, new life will begin to move again. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. As written in 2 Corinthians 5:17, that new creation is not waiting for some distant future to appear. It is already being formed within you day by day. Therefore, I am teaching you to live in the present as one who has been touched by grace. Do not allow your mind to drift endlessly between regret over the past and fear of the future while forgetting that I am present today. I delight in renewing you right here in this ordinary day, in the work you are doing, in the moments that seem simple and small. When you say yes to me in sincerity and simplicity, the doorway of life begins to open wider. One sincere prayer can redirect an entire day. One quiet moment in my presence can heal the part of your soul that has long been exhausted. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. As written in Psalm 118:24, I want you to learn how to recognize holiness touching even the smallest moments of your life. Beloved child, true rebirth does not make you become a stranger to yourself. It helps you return to the person I created you to be from the beginning. I am removing from you the layers of masks formed by fear and wounds. I am taking away the pressure to prove your worth through success or the recognition of others. I want you to know that you were loved before you ever accomplished anything. It is from that place of being loved that your soul can blossom naturally. I do not need you to strain to become extraordinary. You only need to remain in me, and the extraordinary will reveal itself through the peace, wisdom, and love growing within you each day. Just as the branch does not create life sap for itself but receives it from the vine, you too will bear fruit when you remain in me. Whoever abides in me, and I in them, bears much fruit. As written in John 5:5, then you will begin to realize something wonderful when the inside of you is renewed. The way you walk through life also changes. The things that once made you react in anger will no longer easily disturb your heart. The pressures that once suffocated you will no longer rule your mind as they did before. I am placing within you a gentle clarity, knowing when to be silent and listen, when to step forward with courage, and when to rest in trust. This is the rhythm of grace, not rushing out of fear of missing out, and not delaying because of self-doubt. I lead you as a father holding his child's hand through the waters, steady yet gentle, certain yet full of love. Beloved child, let today become a confirmation that new life has begun within you. Do not look for evidence in the applause of others. Look at the peace growing in your own soul. Do not judge this journey only by passing emotions. Look at how you are gradually loving more deeply, forgiving more freely, and hoping more brightly. That is my mark upon your life. And I say to you, what I have begun, I will continue to bring to completion, as the sun does not forget to rise after a long night. The life I have planted within you will not stop growing. Rest in that love. Continue walking in that light, and you will see each day of your life slowly become a gentle song of resurrection, peace, and the beauty of a soul renewed by me from within. Beloved child, I do not merely say that I make all things new so you may hear it and then forget it amid the busyness of life. I want that word to become the breath within your daily living, the quiet light that guides every thought, every choice, and every heartbeat within you. Some people wait for a great transformation to happen in a single moment, but I often begin with very gentle movements, just as morning dew makes no sound as it settles upon the field. My new life also quietly soaks into your soul to soften the places that were once dry. Therefore, I am teaching you something very precious. Learn to fix your attention on what is good. When you focus on peace, your heart will gradually become a dwelling place for peace. When you focus on the light, darkness will slowly lose its power. When you focus on my presence, your soul will stop wandering among the noises of fear and anxiety. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. As written in Psalm 37:7, in that stillness, you will hear things that haste would never allow you to recognize. I know the world often makes you think that everything must be fast, forceful, and filled with noise in order to have value. But beloved child, the most enduring things often grow in silence. A great tree does not rise in a single night. A deep river does not need to be loud in order to be strong. And so it is with a soul renewed by me. I do not want you to burn brightly for only a few emotional moments and then become exhausted. I want the light within you to become a lamp that burns steadily through the years. Therefore, I teach you the small habits of grace, a word of thanksgiving as the day begins, a moment of pause to breathe in peace, a kind glance towards someone who is weary, patience in place of a heated reaction. Do not underestimate these things. From these small seeds, I build a soul that is both strong and gentle. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. As written in Luke 16:10, heaven sees beauty in the things the world easily overlooks. Remember Ruth, the foreign woman who walked through loss in an uncertain future. She did not begin with grand acts. She was simply faithful in the small things each day, following her mother-in-law, gathering leftover grain in the fields, and living with a sincere heart. Yet through that quiet and gentle perseverance, I opened before her a future far beyond anything she could have imagined. Do you see? My guidance does not always come through doors flung wide open all at once, many times. It comes through the small steps you choose to take in love and faithfulness. I am leading you in the same way. Every time you choose light instead of bitterness, hope instead of despair, gentleness instead of closing your heart, you are stepping deeper into the journey I prepared for you. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that those quiet steps were the very ones that led you into a place of abundance and fruitfulness. Beloved child, I am making your life into a lamp that shines from within, not the kind of light that seeks attention, but the kind that makes others feel loved when they are near you. When your heart is filled with peace, your words will carry warmth that heals. When your mind is renewed by my truth, your decisions will become clearer and wiser. When your heart is cleansed from old heaviness, your presence itself will become a place where others can find rest. Let your light shine before others. As written in Matthew 5:16, I am not asking you to strive to become perfect. I simply want you to allow my light to flow naturally through you. You will be surprised to see how one sincere smile can change the atmosphere of an entire room. How one gentle word can keep a soul from collapsing. And how one quiet act of love can open hope for someone standing in despair. Therefore, I am teaching you to slow down within my presence, so you may recognize the beauty hidden in ordinary days. Some miracles are not found in extraordinary things, but in the ability to see grace within the simple moments, a meal filled with laughter, a peaceful morning, a friend who listens with a sincere heart, a moment when you realize you no longer hurt the way you once did. All these are traces of my love walking beside you. Through the Lord's mercies we are not consumed, because His compassions fail not. As written in Lamentations 3:22, every new day I give you is not a meaningless repetition, but a blank canvas upon which grace may continue painting something beautiful. Beloved child, I rejoice to see you learning how to love through small things. It is there that your soul is truly growing. I do not measure your life by the moments many people see. I look at the way you act when no one is watching, the way you keep your heart tender under pressure, the way you continue sowing goodness even before seeing results. These are the things weaving the tapestry of your life with threads of light. Perhaps today you cannot yet see the whole picture, but I can, and I tell you that it is becoming more beautiful with every passing day. Continue walking gently in grace. Continue letting gratitude water your soul. Continue believing that I am working even in the smallest things. Then the day will come when you look back and realize that my footprints have covered the entire path you walked, gentle, steadfast, and filled with love, and that same love quietly transformed you into a source of light for many others. Beloved child, the restoration I am carrying out in your life was never meant merely to patch together the broken places. I do not heal you only so you may feel lighter, but so you may step into the very place I intended for you from the beginning. Everything I do carries a purpose of love. I know exactly where the light I placed within you was meant to shine, and how far the fragrance I planted within your soul was meant to spread. Therefore, when I restore you, I am also preparing you. I soften the places that once became hardened through pain, so you may love more deeply. I brighten your mind so you may recognize what is truly worth holding on to. I strengthen your will, not through the harshness of the world, but through the gentle perseverance of one who knows they are being led by my hand. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, thoughts of peace and not of evil. As written in Jeremiah 29:11, my intention for you is not a life wandering aimlessly in exhaustion, but a meaningful journey where every gift within you is placed in its rightful place and blossoms in its appointed season. I am teaching you the priorities of heaven, not to chase everything at once, but to learn how to cultivate what truly carries life. There were things you once held too tightly that never brought you peace. There were burdens that drained your strength without nourishing your soul. Now I am arranging within you a new rhythm of life. I am giving you the wisdom to recognize what should be nurtured with time and love, what should be released in peace, and what should be given away to become a blessing to others. Remember Mary, who sat at my feet to listen, while Martha was consumed with many concerns. I did not condemn Martha's diligence, but I wanted her to understand that a soul centered in my presence will do every task with deeper peace. Beloved child, I also want you to work from a place of resting in me, not from the fear that you are not enough. When your heart rests securely in my love, fruitfulness will come like a tree, bearing fruit in its season naturally, abundantly, and beautifully. There are gifts I placed within you long ago, but only when you are healed and renewed can they truly shine in their fullness. Some people possess great talent, yet lack peace, and so their light quickly burns out. But I am creating within you a source of life that is far more enduring. I do not only want you to do well, I want you to live beautifully. I want your wisdom to walk hand in hand with kindness. I want your skill to be joined with humility. I want the work you create to carry the fragrance of life rather than the scent of pride. Remember Joseph, when I lifted him into authority over Egypt, he did not use his power to take revenge on those who had wounded him. It was the healing within his soul that made him a source of salvation for many nations. Do you see? True purpose is not found only in what you achieve, but in what I am able to pour through you in order to touch the lives of others. Therefore, I am making the relationships around you richer within this new light. I am bringing people into your life who can strengthen you through sincerity. And I am also shaping you into a place where others may find comfort. Bear one another's burdens. As written in Galatians 6:2, I did not create you to walk alone. There are joys that bloom only through loving connection. There are lessons that are completed only when you learn both how to receive and how to give. I am teaching you the gentleness of truly listening, the wisdom of speaking at the right moment, and the beauty of a peaceful presence. Often, what others need most is not a long explanation, but the feeling of being understood, accepted, and welcomed near a soul that has been softened by me. Beloved child, the purpose of restoration does not end with you finding light for yourself alone. I want that light to spread like the dawn slowly touching the earth. Every word of encouragement you offer is a seed of hope. Every quiet act of kindness is like water poured upon someone's dry ground. Every time you choose peace instead of anger, forgiveness instead of bitterness, patience instead of giving up, you are opening the way for my life to flow through your own. You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:13-14, light does not need to shout in order to be noticed. It simply continues shining. So it is with you. I am not calling you to make noise through display, but through faithfulness and love each day. Then there will come a time when you look back and realize that I had quietly been leading you into the very center of your life's meaning all along. The skills you once learned, the wounds you once overcame, the tears you once poured out before me, all of them are being woven together into something useful for many people. No season is wasted in my hands. Just as a gardener knows exactly when to sow, when to prune, and when to wait for the rain, I also know the right timing for every stage of your growth. He who goes out weeping, bearing seed for sowing, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. As written in Psalm 126:6, I am causing the seeds you have sown in love and faithfulness to sprout in their appointed season. So today, continue walking with the gentle heart I have awakened within you. Do not rush ahead of the rhythm of grace, and do not doubt the value of the small things you are doing. I see them all. I rejoice whenever you choose what is good in even the simplest moments. And I promise you this, every faithful step you take today is slowly opening the doorway into the greater purpose I have prepared for your life. I will continue leading you into the bright place of restoration, filled with deeper meaning, a place where you are not only healed, but become a flowing stream of hope, peace, and love for many other souls along their journey. Beloved child, I want you to carry this deeply within your heart. Your life is not a chain of meaningless days stitched together by chance. Before you ever cried your first breath, I already saw the entirety of your journey. Just as an artist sees the finished masterpiece before the first brushstroke ever touches the canvas. Therefore, when my word says, "For we are God's workmanship, created for good works, which He prepared beforehand," in Ephesians 2:10, it is not merely a phrase meant to comfort you in moments of weakness. It is the truth that upholds every step you take. You are a masterpiece, carefully shaped by my love and wisdom. Not a single detail within you is unnecessary. Not a single season you have passed through has been wasted. The abilities I placed within you, the good dreams I planted in your heart, even the times you fell and rose again, all of these are being woven together into something beautiful for the purpose I prepared long ago. Therefore, do not be afraid when I lead you to new doors. Some opportunities will appear gently, like the dawn, without great noise, yet carrying deep confirmation within your soul. You will feel a strange peace as you step into what I have prepared, because your soul was created for that place. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. As written in Proverbs 16:9, I am arranging each step you take with the tenderness of a father who knows exactly what his child needs most. At times, you will not see the whole road, but I have never required you to understand everything before you move forward. I simply invite you to take my hand and walk one step at a time in the light sufficient for today. As you walk with that trust, what I have prepared will gradually become clear, like a painting revealed beneath the final strokes of the brush. Beloved child, the purpose I have for you is not separate from joy. The world often makes you think that living with purpose means you must always be strained and exhausted. But I did not create you to be crushed beneath pressure. I want you to bear fruit in life, not in fear. Like a tree planted beside streams of water, you will bear fruit in season when your roots grow deep in my presence. Remember David, before he became king, he was only a young shepherd boy in the quiet fields. Yet even there, I trained his heart through the sound of his harp, through his faithfulness with a few small sheep, and through nights beneath the star-filled sky where he learned to trust me. When the time came, what I had quietly planted in him became strength for an entire nation. So it is with you. Do not despise the small days you are living now. It is there that I am preparing you to step into greater things with a soul steady enough to carry them. I also want you to understand that the restoration I give is always meant to flow outward. I do not fill you only, so you may keep it for yourself. I make your life into a river flowing through other lands that are in need of life. Some will be lifted up by the story of how you passed through darkness. Some souls will find hope again when they see the peace growing within you. Some children will learn kindness simply by watching the way you love. Some loved ones will sense heavenly light through the gentleness in your words. Train up a child in the way he should go. As written in Proverbs 22:6, I am planting within you a heart that thinks of the generations to come. A heart that leaves a legacy, not through fleeting fame, but through love, wisdom, and faithfulness. Remember Timothy, who received faith from his grandmother and his mother before becoming strong in ministry. True faith is often passed on not through grand speeches, but through a life lived each day in love and perseverance. I am making the story of your life into such a living testimony. You may not fully realize the influence you are creating, but I see every seed you sow with sincerity. A word of encouragement you speak today may become light for someone years later. A quiet act of kindness may change the direction of a soul standing in despair. A moment of patience you keep in the heat of anger may save a relationship from breaking. This is how legacy is formed, not through loud applause, but through the steady current of goodness. Beloved child, I am leading you into a new season with a very different rhythm, more peaceful, yet clearer, gentler, yet stronger. The right doors will open at the right time, and the doors not meant for you will close in peace. You do not need to force everything to happen by your own strength. What comes from me will carry the harmony of proper timing. He has made everything beautiful in its time. As written in Ecclesiastes 3:11, I am teaching you to trust the seasons of grace. There is a season for sowing in tears. There is a season for waiting in silence. There is a season for pruning so the tree may grow stronger. And then there will also be a season of harvest, when you will see the things I have quietly nurtured within you over many days. Therefore, today, continue walking forward with the heart I have softened in the light. Do not let fear slow your steps, and do not let haste cause you to run ahead of my timing. Walk steadily, like one who knows their Father's hand is holding their own. I am with you in every small step, in every simple decision. In every moment you choose love instead of closing your heart, and as you continue walking in that rhythm, you will begin to realize something beautiful. Rebirth is no longer merely a passing experience, but has become the very way you live, the way you love, and the way you shine in the world. I am leading you into the bright place of a new journey, gentle, His radiant, and filled with grace, where everything I prepared for you long ago is beginning to bloom beneath the dawn of perfectly appointed timing. Beloved child, I want you to know that no season of your life has ever come by accident. The days you once thought were only seasons of waiting were quietly preparing you for this very moment, the moment of blossoming. I have cared for the seed I planted within you with the patience of a loving gardener. I allowed the light to touch you at the right time, the rains of grace to soften your soul in the proper season, and even the silences you once could not understand to become necessary parts of your inward growth. Therefore, today, when I call you to step forward, it is not a hurried pressure, but the gentle invitation of a season that has fully ripened. He has made everything beautiful in its time. As written in Ecclesiastes dry, elf, there are doors that become truly beautiful only when they open in the right season. And I am leading you into your appointed time. Beloved child, I do not want you to walk with a heart tightened by the fear of missing out. What comes from me will not throw your soul into confusion. It carries a deep peace, like quiet waters beneath the light of dawn. When you walk in the rhythm of grace, you will feel a gentle harmony within yourself, as though your soul has finally touched the place it was always meant to belong. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. As written in Psalm 32:8, I do not guide you only through rigid commands. I lead you through peace, through small lights sufficient for the next step, through the deep awareness that you are never walking alone. There were times in the past when you tried to force open doors before their season, and your soul became weary. But now I am teaching you the art of waiting for the right moment and stepping forward at the proper time. When the season has truly come, what once felt difficult will become far lighter. Remember Esther. There was a season when I kept her hidden within the palace, preparing courage and wisdom within her before bringing her forward at the exact moment her people needed deliverance. Had she rushed ahead before her appointed season, she would not have been strong enough to carry what I entrusted to her. But when the time arrived, one step of faith opened the way for the rescue of an entire nation. Do you see? Timing in. My hands is always connected to the preparation of the soul. I do not delay because I desire your suffering. I prepare you so that when the door finally opens, you may walk through it with maturity, peace, and the right strength. So it is with you. Beloved child, what I am opening before you today does not come to exhaust you, but to cause your life to bloom exactly according to the purpose I intended from the beginning. I am placing within you a very gentle awakening. You will begin to notice things you once easily overlooked, an opportunity arriving at the right moment, a word of counsel appearing exactly when needed, a person entering your life like an answer to a silent prayer. These are not coincidences. I am arranging each touch point of grace along your journey. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. As written in Proverbs 16:9, there are encounters I prepared long before you ever understood their value. There are doors that appear small yet lead you into new lands filled with light. There are people I send to strengthen you, and there are also people I place along your path so that you may become a source of peace for them. Therefore, I am teaching you to keep your heart soft through gratitude. A grateful soul recognizes the small miracles others easily miss. A grateful soul does not trample over the present season simply because it is impatient for the future. Remember the people of Israel in the wilderness. There were moments when they forgot that I was still leading them because their eyes were fixed only on what they did not yet have. But beloved child, I want you to learn how to see the manna each day, the quiet provisions, the resources that are just enough, the small doors opening in love. Give thanks in all circumstances. As written in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, gratitude is not only a response after receiving something great. Gratitude is the posture of one who trusts that my hand is still at work even in the smallest things. Beloved child, when you walk in harmony with my seasons, you will discover something beautiful. Life no longer feels like an exhausting race. I did not call you to live in panic. I called you to live in harmony with grace. There is a season for sowing. There is a season for waiting. There is a season for blooming. And when you stop resisting that rhythm, your soul will become much lighter. I am teaching you how to be both steady and gentle, how to move forward without rushing, how to rest without becoming stagnant, how to keep your heart open while still walking in wisdom. This is the beautiful maturity of a soul, learning to walk with me step by step. So today, continue moving forward with peace in your heart. Do not fear the doors opening before you, because if I have opened them, I will also provide the grace needed for you to walk through them. Do not doubt the value of the small steps you are taking today, for when they align with my appointed timing, I will cause them to bear fruit far beyond what you imagined. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. As written in 2 Corinthians 9:6, I am causing every seed of love, faithfulness, and hope you sow to begin sprouting beneath the light of a new season. And then, when you look back, you will realize that life itself was never working against you the way you once feared. It was I who had quietly been causing all things to work together, guiding you into the bright place of purpose, peace, and radiant rebirth that I prepared for you long ago. Beloved child, I want you to learn how to live with time, the way a gardener tends a precious garden, not like someone being chased endlessly by the world's clock. Too many souls are exhausted because they live in constant haste, running from one thing to another while forgetting to listen to the true rhythm beating within them. But I did not create you for such chaos. I am teaching you a holy rhythm of life where every part of the day carries meaning. Every moment holds the breath of peace, and every hour becomes a place where your soul is nourished. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. As written in Psalm 90:12, true wisdom is not merely doing more things, but knowing what is truly worthy of your heart and your time. Therefore, I want your mornings to begin not with rushing, but with listening. Before the noise of the world touches your mind, let your soul first touch my presence. There are gentle directions I speak only in quiet places. There is fresh strength that can only be given when you are willing to pause and rest in me. Remember Jesus, who, even while carrying a great mission upon himself, often withdrew to lonely places to pray before stepping into days filled with work and crowds. If even my son chose stillness in order to remain connected to the source of life, then do not think you can remain strong if your soul is always running dry. Be still and know that I am God. As written in Psalm 46:10, in that stillness, I rearrange the thoughts that have become tangled, calm the emotions that have grown weary, and give you enough light for the new day. Then, when you step into your work, I want you to do it with the focus of a peaceful soul, not with the anxiety of trying to prove your worth. There are people who accomplish much and yet remain empty within, because they labor from insecurity rather than from love. But beloved child, when your work is done in connection with me, it becomes a place where fruitfulness blossoms naturally. I will show you when to move slowly so you may absorb deeply, and when to move quickly to embrace the season opening before you. Just as the sower understands both the soil and the weather, I am also teaching you to understand the rhythm of grace. There are moments when I ask you to pause and listen more carefully. There are moments when I urge you to step forward with gentle courage. But in every season, I do not leave you to walk alone. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. As written in Psalm 32:8, you do not need to panic for fear of taking the wrong path, because my hand is always near enough to guide your steps again. Beloved child, I also want you to make room for the things that nourish your soul, a sincere prayer, a moment of gratitude, a small act of kindness, done with a joyful heart. These things are like streams of water poured upon the garden within you. If you continually pour yourself out without returning to the source of life, your soul will become weary. But when you remain in me, the energy you carry will not be strained or forced. It will flow gently like cool water through a garden in the heat of midday. Remember Mary, who chose to sit at my feet and listen. I did not rebuke Martha for her service, but I wanted her to understand that the soul must first be nourished before the hands can continue giving in a healthy way. So it is with you. I do not want you to live like a lamp burning itself dry of oil. I want you to live like a tree connected to a source of water that never runs dry. When you learn this rhythm of life, you will begin to notice something beautiful. Your presence itself will start changing the atmosphere around you. I do not need you to strive to become noticeable. The peace within you will speak for itself. When you enter a room with a quiet and settled heart, weary people will feel rest near you. When you speak with sincerity and gentleness, heavy souls will feel hope rekindled within them. A gentle answer turns away wrath. As written in Proverbs 15:1, some lives are transformed not through grand sermons, but through someone who knows how to listen at the right moment, smile at the right moment, and extend a helping hand at the right moment. I am teaching you that sensitivity, the ability to recognize when a soul needs comfort, and when a word of encouragement may rescue someone from despair. Remember Barnabas, the one called the son of encouragement. He was not known for power or display, but for his ability to strengthen others through a gracious presence. It was he who welcomed Saul when many others were still afraid and doubtful. Do you see? Sometimes one soul who knows how to encourage at the right time can open an entire future for someone else. I am using you in that same way. Every word you sow in love is a seed. Every act of kindness is soil being watered. And because you are learning how to sow in the right season, those seeds will take root far deeper than you realize. Beloved child, your season is not ripening only within you, but also within the lives you touch. As your soul is being renewed, that life will spread like the light of morning covering a field. Some will rediscover faith because they see that you have remained gentle even after the wounds you endured. Some will learn how to hope because they see you still walking in peace amid the pressures of life. Some will realize that I am not distant because of the warmth they feel in your presence. This is the gentle influence I am creating through your life, not loud, yet profound, not showy, yet enduring. Therefore today, continue walking in the rhythm of the season I am leading you into. Do not fear moving slowly when I want you to grow deeply rooted. Do not hesitate when I open the way and call you forward. Let each day become a garden tended with prayer, gratitude, and faithfulness in the small things. Then you will see your work begin to blossom, your relationships bear fruit, and your soul grow lighter with peace. I am leading you through this season with steadfast love, so that your life may become a gentle song of rebirth, wisdom, and the beauty of a soul that learns to walk with me day by day. Beloved child, there will be moments in life when you no longer have to struggle to know which direction to take. After long seasons of prayer, waiting, and quiet preparation by my hand, a gentle certainty will begin to rise within you like light spreading across a lake at dawn. It will not be loud or forceful, but deep and unmistakably clear. You will feel a quiet yet undeniable go forward within your spirit. That is when I allow your soul to touch the fullness of its appointed time. Your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, "This is the way. Walk in it." As written in Isaiah 30:21, my voice does not always thunder like a storm, many times. It comes as a deep peace that lets you know you are exactly where you need to be, taking exactly the step you need to take. I know there were seasons before when you were afraid to make decisions, afraid to speak, afraid to move forward because you feared making the wrong choice. But beloved child, when you remain near me long enough, your soul begins to learn the rhythm of my guidance. Just as sheep recognize the voice of their shepherd among countless other sounds, you too will gradually recognize the call of grace. There are times when I ask you to remain silent so you may listen more deeply. There are times when I urge you to speak the needed word with gentleness and truth. There are times when I open a door for you to step through with quiet courage. And as you follow the peace I place within your heart, you will find that many things which once seemed complicated suddenly become clearer. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. As written in Colossians 3:15, that peace is not given merely to comfort you, it is also the gentle compass I use to guide your way. Remember Abraham, when I called him to leave his homeland and journey toward the land I would show him. I did not hand him the entire map at the beginning. I gave him only my promise and my presence. Yet every time he said yes in faith, another part of the road unfolded before him. Do you see? Faith is not always seeing everything before taking the first step. Often it is walking in the light sufficient for today and trusting that I am holding the rest. So it is with you, beloved child. There are things I have not yet fully revealed to you, not because I desire your anxiety, but because I want you to learn how to hold my hand rather than cling only to the certainty of circumstances. Every yes you offer me from a peaceful heart becomes another stone laid upon the bridge I am building for your life. Therefore, I am teaching you the power of words born from trust. The world is filled with words that make the soul heavy, words of doubt, fear, condemnation, and complaint. But I want your lips to learn the language of life. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. As written in Proverbs 18:21, when you speak with faith, you open the door for light to enter places once covered by darkness. When you declare goodness in the midst of hardship, you sow seeds of hope into your own soul. This does not mean pretending that pain does not exist. It means choosing to let the final word belong to my promise rather than to fear. Beloved child, I rejoice to see your heart beginning to soften in that trust. There was a time when you kept too many things in silence because you feared being wounded again. But now, I am gently opening your hands so you may know how to give love again. Speak tenderly again, and trust again. Just as a sail must open to receive the wind, your soul also must open to receive the movement of the Holy Spirit. When you close your heart in fear, it becomes difficult to feel the breeze of grace. But when you open your heart in faith, even the smallest things you do will carry new life. A word of encouragement can become a sail for a soul that is ready to give up. An act of kindness can become an oar stroke, helping someone pass through their darkest day. I am using your very life in this way gently, yet deeply. Remember the woman who had suffered from the flow of blood for many years. For so long, she lived in shame and despair. But then one day, she said within herself, "If only I may touch his garment, I shall be made well." That very assurance led her through the crowd to touch the miracle. Do you see? Great turning points often begin with a very small voice within the soul saying, "I believe." You are entering such a season as well. I am teaching you not only to pray from fear, but to confess with hope, not only to wait in weariness, but to walk in the certainty that I am at work. And then, the more you walk with me, the more you will realize that faith is not a fragile bridge easily broken. It is a bridge built stone by stone through daily faithfulness, a word of thanksgiving, one rising again after disappointment, one decision to continue loving, one small act of obedience. All of these are forming the road that leads you into the bright place I have prepared. The righteous shall live by faith. As written in Romans 1:17, to live by faith does not mean you never tremble. It means you keep walking, even while your heart still trembles. Because you know my hand is holding you. Beloved child, let your lips join the melody of trust. Speak words that bring life to your own soul and to others. Let every yes become one more step deeper into the light. I am opening new dawns before you, dawn after dawn, and each day you will see more clearly the beauty of what I have appointed for your life. Do not fear the bridge called faith, for I am the one standing at the other side, with arms open wide, welcoming you into the radiant place of rebirth, peace, and eternal purpose. Beloved child, true faith does not begin with outward circumstances changing, but with me calming the waves within your soul. Some people run everywhere searching for peace, yet their hearts remain restless because they have not learned how to rest in me. But when you place your heart into my hands, the first thing I do is not always to move the mountain before you, but to quiet the storm within your mind. And when the sea of your heart becomes still, you begin to see the way more clearly. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. As written in John 14:27, the peace I give is not as fragile as a passing emotion. It is a firm rock for the soul amid every change. When your heart rests in me, the things that once confused you will gradually become clear. You will know what needs to be kept, what needs to be released, what needs to be heard, and what is no longer worth carrying on your shoulders. I know there have been seasons when your mind lived with too much noise, too many thoughts crowded together, too many worries pulled you away from the present, too much pressure made you forget the gentleness of grace. But I am leading you into another rhythm of life, the rhythm of deeper listening. Remember the prophet Samuel in the temple when he was still a boy. In the stillness of the night, he heard my voice calling, and at last he learned a very simple response. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. Beloved child, I am teaching you that same art of listening, not listening in haste, but with a quiet heart. There are very gentle directions that will be missed if the soul always lives in urgency. But when you slow down in my presence, your mind will be illuminated, and your emotions will be upheld by deeper peace. Therefore, I am placing small holy rhythms in your life to nourish your faith each day. I do not demand that you live in constant emotional intensity. I want your faith to grow like a tree that is cared for consistently. Each morning when you pause to pray, your soul opens its door to the light. Each time you take 1 minute of gratitude in the middle of a busy day, your heart is reminded that I am still caring for you. Each evening, when you remember my promises, you are watering the seed of hope within. Pray without ceasing. As written in 1 Thessalonians 5:17, this does not mean you must always speak words aloud. It means keeping your heart continually connected to my source of life. Faith does not live only in special moments. It matures through the small, faithful rhythms of every day. Beloved child, I want you to steward your life like a wise gardener. A gardener does not allow everything to grow in chaos. They know how to prune what is unnecessary so the tree has room to bear fruit. I am teaching you in the same way. There are habits that have been draining your peace without bringing life. There are repeated thoughts that have made your soul weary. But I am placing within you a gentle discipline, not rigid force, but the ability to choose what truly nourishes you. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. As written in 1 Corinthians 10:23, you do not need to embrace everything the world places before you. I am teaching you to keep what brings life. Release what makes your soul heavy, and make room for the new things I desire to plant within you. When faith becomes a way of life like this, it will begin to spread naturally through your life. I do not need you to try to create influence through display or attention. A peaceful soul is already a powerful testimony in itself. There will be people who notice the gentle light upon your face and wonder what has made you different. There will be people who rediscover hope simply because you know how to listen to them with your whole heart. There are doors that open not through strength or talent, but through the sincerity and peace I have placed within you. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:14, light does not need to argue in order to prove it exists. It simply continues shining. Remember the Good Samaritan. He did not preach a long sermon or create anything dramatic. Yet through one timely act of gentleness, he became the answer to the pain of a man abandoned on the roadside. Do you see? True faith always finds a way to become tangible love. When you speak a word of encouragement at the right moment, you are lifting a soul out of despair. When you share wisdom with gentleness, you are opening a path for someone who has lost their way. When you are present with sincerity, you are creating a place of refuge and peace in this world filled with tension. This is how your faith becomes a blessing to others, not through noise, but through the steady perseverance of love lived out each day. Beloved child, I rejoice to see faith slowly flowing into every small part of your life, into your words, your habits, your work, and the way you treat others. This is true rebirth, not merely a passing emotion, but a quiet and profound transformation from the inside outward. Just as yeast causes the whole dough to rise, my life is gradually spreading through every depth within you. And little by little, you will begin to realize that you are no longer merely trying to have faith. Faith has become your breath, your rhythm, the very way you walk through life. So today, continue abiding in that peace. Let me calm the sea within your heart whenever storms arise. Continue nourishing your soul through the small rhythms of prayer, gratitude, and listening. Let your words carry the warmth of hope. And as you walk upon the bridge of faith with such a gentle heart, you will see not only your own life being renewed, but also the people around you slowly finding light, rest, and hope through the peaceful presence of me alive within you. Beloved child, there will come a day when you realize that what I am doing within you is no longer only a private moment shared between you and me. That new life will begin to radiate through the very way you live among others. Without great noise, without trying to impress anyone, a soul touched by me will naturally carry the fragrance of peace. Just as a healthy tree does not strive to prove it is alive, but simply bears fruit in its season, so it is with you. When faith has taken deep root within your heart, my light will appear through the simplest things: gentler eyes, warmer words, a heart more willing to listen, and quiet faithfulness in the smallest tasks. You will know them by their fruits. As written in Matthew 7:16, people will recognize the transformation not because you declare yourself changed, but because my peace has become visible in your life. I know there were days when you believed you needed to do something extraordinary in order to become useful to others. But beloved child, many times I touch hearts through the softest and most ordinary things: a sincere smile when someone is weary, a non-judgmental glance towards someone carrying shame, patience when anger would have been easier, a gentle word of encouragement at the right moment. These things may seem small in the eyes of the world, but in my hands they become seeds carrying life. Remember Dorcas, the woman who quietly sewed garments and cared for the poor. Scripture does not say she performed great acts that shook the world. Yet when she died, the widows stood around weeping and holding the garments she had made for them. Do you see? True love always leaves traces within the hearts of others. I am also making your life into such a trace, gentle, yet deeply lasting. Beloved child, I do not require you to become perfect in order to reflect my light. I simply desire that you live truthfully with what I am doing within your heart. There are people who speak often about love, yet their lives leave others feeling cold and weary. But I am teaching you a language deeper than words, the language of a grace-filled presence. When your heart is healed, the way you treat others will change. When your soul rests in me, that peace will spread to those around you. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:14, light does not need to argue in order to prove it exists. It simply continues shining. So it is with you. Do not worry so much about how others will see me through you. Simply continue abiding in me, and that life will naturally radiate outward. Remember Moses when he came down from the mountain after spending time in my presence. Scripture says that his face shone so brightly that the people recognized he had been with God. Yet the remarkable thing is that Moses himself did not realize his face was shining. Do you see? True light does not come through striving to display oneself, but through remaining near me long enough for my presence to leave its mark upon you. I am doing the same in your life. Perhaps you yourself do not yet fully recognize all the changes within you, but others will sense the softness growing in your eyes, the wisdom within your words, and the peace in the way you walk through trials. That is, my light being reflected through your soul. Therefore, I am leading you to a new shore in your journey, a place where your life itself becomes a message, not a message of perfection, but of grace. Not the story of someone who never stumbled, but of someone whom I lifted up many times and who learned how to live in the light. People will see hope through the way you remain gentle after being wounded. They will see strength through the way you remain peaceful under pressure. They will see my love through the way you treat the weak and the weary. Let your light shine before others. As written in Matthew 5:16, I am not asking you to become someone else. I simply want you to allow that light to continue shining through your authentic life. Beloved child, when faith becomes your daily breath, you will no longer live only to search for meaning for yourself. Your very presence will become a place where others find rest. There will be people who come near you and feel their hearts grow calmer without even understanding why. There will be people who rediscover faith simply because they see within you a sincerity so rare in a world filled with pretense. There will be people who find the courage to rise again because you listen to them with your whole heart. I am making you into a living letter. Just as written in 2 Corinthians 3:2, a letter not written with ink, but by the Spirit of God upon a tender heart. Do not be afraid if this journey still contains days of weakness. My light does not fade simply because you are still growing. Even the cracks within your life can be used by me so that the light shines through even more powerfully. What I seek is not cold perfection, but a heart willing to remain close to me. As you continue walking in that humility, your life will become clearer and more transparent, like a quiet lake reflecting the heavens above. So today, continue living beautifully in the small things. Continue loving with gentleness. Continue walking with the peace I have placed within you. And little by little, you will realize that you are no longer merely speaking about rebirth. You yourself have become a living sign of rebirth, a gentle mirror reflecting eternal love, so that anyone who looks upon your life may glimpse the hope, light, and warmth of my presence truly alive in this world. Beloved child, I did not place light within you so you could lift yourself above others. I lit your soul so that in a world still filled with darkness, someone might see hope and continue walking forward. A small lamp in the night can still guide one who has lost their way. A gentle flame is still enough to warm a heart that has grown cold. You do not need to become the sun in order to bring goodness into the world. You only need to remain faithful in keeping the light I placed within you burning. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. As written in Matthew 5:15, I am also placing you in the places where I desire the light of peace, gentleness, and sincerity to spread through your life. Beloved child, what often draws people closer to me is not sharp arguments, but the beauty of a soul that has been loved and transformed. There are people who may never read scripture first, but they will read your life. They will see the way you face hardship without losing your gentleness. They will feel the peace within you in the midst of a world filled with unrest. They will recognize that something deeper is sustaining you. That is when your life becomes a living testimony of my love. Remember the Samaritan woman at the well. After encountering me, she did not become a scholar or a great public speaker. Yet, simply through the honest story of her transformation, she caused an entire town to come searching for me. Do you see? A life touched by grace always carries influence far beyond what the person themselves can imagine. I want you to understand that no act of love is ever too small in my eyes. A greeting filled with peace may become the first light in the day of someone who is despairing. Truly listening to another person may heal places where thousands of pieces of advice could never reach. One humble act may open the door for faith to begin growing in another heart. Whoever gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones will by no means lose his reward. As written in Matthew 10:42, I see the value in every small thing you do with love. The world may pay attention only to what is loud and impressive, but heaven rejoices over quiet acts carrying genuine love. Beloved child, I am making your life like a small stone dropped into still water. You may not see all the ripples spreading outward, but I do. A word of encouragement you speak today may remain in someone's heart many years from now. A forgiveness you choose to give may end a chain of pain stretching across generations. A quiet act of faithfulness may awaken courage in someone ready to give up. Never believe that what you do in love is meaningless. Do not grow weary in doing good. As written in Galatians 6:9, the seeds you sow today are quietly taking root in places you cannot yet see. I want you to live with that gentle awareness, not in tension, but in the understanding that every moment can become a place where my love is revealed. When you walk into a room with a heart filled with peace, you carry a different atmosphere with you. When you choose softness instead of anger, you open a new pathway for light. When you are patient with difficult people, kind to those who cannot repay you, and quietly pray for someone, you allow heaven to touch the earth through very simple things. Blessed are the peacemakers. As written in Matthew 5:9, I am using you to sow reconciliation and healing into places filled with division and weariness. Remember the little boy with the 5 loaves and 2 fish. What he brought seemed far too small for the need before him. Yet once placed into my hands, it became nourishment for the multitude. So it is with you, beloved child. Perhaps you think you only have small things to offer: a little time, a little patience, a little encouragement, a little love. But when you place those things into my hands, I will multiply them far beyond what you imagine. What I seek is not perfection within you, but a willing heart that becomes a vessel through which my love may flow. Beloved child, I am not calling you to live in self-display. I am calling you to live as a gentle bridge that brings others closer to me. A bridge does not keep people standing where it is. It helps them cross into a new land. So it is with your life. When others feel peace, sincerity, and kindness in your presence, their hearts will begin to long for the light behind all those things. This is how you lead others nearer to me, not through pressure or argument, but through truth made alive within your own life. So today, continue living beautifully in the simple things. Let every word, every glance, and every small decision be soaked in love. Do not think you must do something extraordinary to change the world around you. A small candle can still brighten a dark room. A small stream can still refresh a dry field. And a soul that knows how to love with sincerity can still become a living sign of heaven in ordinary life. I am using your transformed life itself as a gentle invitation to those who are searching for light. hope, and rest for their souls. Beloved child, I never created you merely to pass through this life like a silent shadow that exists for a moment and then fades away among the crowd. From the very beginning, when I called your name within my eternal purpose, I saw your life as a living letter that heaven longed to send upon the earth, not a letter written with dry words, but with the transformation of your very soul. You are a letter from Christ, written not with ink but with the Spirit of the living God. As written in 2 Corinthians 3:3, I am writing upon your life with light, with grace. With every moment you have been healed and lifted up again. Every tear I have wiped away. Every wound I have touched. Every dark season I have led you through has become a sacred line, telling the story of a love that never abandons humanity. Beloved child, people will not merely read this letter with their eyes, but with what their hearts feel when they are near you. There are souls who have walked too long in weariness and coldness. They no longer believe true peace exists. But then they meet you, a person not without flaws, yet carrying a gentleness refined through pain, a person who still knows how to love despite having been wounded, a person whose eyes hold a calmness the world itself cannot create. And their hearts begin to wonder, what is sustaining this person so deeply? It is in that moment that the letter I am writing through your life is being read most clearly. Remember Joseph. He was not merely a dream interpreter or a ruler over Egypt. What truly made his life a testimony was the heart I transformed through seasons of betrayal, abandonment, and trial. If his heart had remained filled with bitterness, he could never have become a source of salvation for his family and for entire nations. Yet the forgiveness and peace within him spoke louder than any words. Do you see? What I am doing within you today is not only to heal you, I am preparing you to become a source of hope for many others. The very places in your life that once caused the deepest pain may become the places where my light shines most clearly. I do not need you to decorate yourself with outward splendor in order to carry influence. I am teaching you the strength of sincerity. There is a deep beauty in a soul that no longer pretends to be strong on its own, but knows how to rest in me. There is a different kind of light within a heart that no longer lives to impress, but lives to love. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. As written in 1 Samuel 16:7, and what I am doing within your heart will gradually reveal itself outwardly, like fragrance spreading from a well-watered garden. People will feel rest when they are near you, not because you possess every answer, but because my presence is gently dwelling within you. Beloved child, there will be people who enter your life carrying questions they have never spoken aloud. Some are searching for forgiveness because they are weary from shame. Some are longing for peace in the midst of brokenness no one else understands. Some believe hope died within them long ago, and I am using the story of your life itself as a gentle answer for them. Not because you are more perfect than anyone else, but because I am writing a new story within you, a story where grace is stronger than the past, where love is greater than wounds, where light still overcomes darkness. Let your light shine before others. As written in Matthew 5:16, I do not want people to stop at you, through you. I want them to see the eternal light standing behind everything. Remember the sinful woman who came and poured perfume upon my feet. The world saw only her past, but I saw a heart longing to be loved and restored. The love she poured out became a testimony that caused many to rethink the mercy of God. So it is with you, beloved child. Perhaps you once believed that the broken or fragile parts of your life were only sources of shame, but when you place them into my hands, I can turn them into living testimonies of healing. Others will look at your life and understand that no one is beyond the reach of grace. I want you to live with this gentle awareness. Each day, you are writing another line in the letter I have placed into your hands. The way you respond under pressure, the way you treat the weak, The way you keep your heart soft in a world that has grown hard, all of it is saying something about me. Therefore, do not dismiss the small things. A timely word of encouragement may become the most beautiful sentence someone reads all day. A sincere embrace may become the assurance that they have not been forgotten. Quiet patience may become the doorway through which hope returns to another heart. Beloved child, I am turning your life into a gentle song of restoration and everlasting love. Not a song sung through loud sounds, but through the very way you live each day. And as you continue walking in that light, you will discover something beautiful. You are no longer merely someone who speaks about my love. You yourself have become living proof that such love is real. In your gentle smile, others will see hope. In your peace, they will feel healing. And in your sincerity, they will realize that heaven has never stopped calling humanity back to the light that never fades. Beloved child, true faith was never meant to remain confined within the boundaries of a single soul. When I place my light within your heart, that light will always seek to spread. Just as the dawn cannot keep its brightness to one corner of the sky, but slowly stretches across the fields. Therefore, as you walk in trust and peace, the people around you will also begin to feel that gentle rhythm of rest. There are souls who have lived so long amid the noise of anxiety and disappointment that they have forgotten what it feels like to truly rest within. But then they encounter you, a person not without flaws, yet carrying the gentleness of a soul that has learned how to lean upon me. And that peaceful presence itself becomes a quiet invitation for them to step closer to the light. Do you see? Many times, what heals another person is not grand words, but a loving presence. A word of encouragement spoken at the right moment can become like the first light of dawn touching a long night of despair. One moment of listening with your whole heart can become a refuge for a soul exhausted from never truly being understood. A gentle wisdom within your words can reopen a door of hope that someone believed had been closed forever. A gentle answer turns away wrath. As written in Proverbs 15:1, I am teaching you that true strength does not always arrive with loudness. Many times it comes through a softness that knows when to uplift, when to remain silent, and when to offer hope. Remember Barnabas, the one called the son of encouragement. Scripture does not present him as the man who performed the most dramatic acts. Yet he was someone who knew how to recognize potential within others and lift them up through encouragement. It was he who opened his arms to Saul when many others were still fearful and suspicious. Do you see? Sometimes just one person who knows how to believe in and love another at the right moment is enough to change the entire course of a soul's journey. I am shaping your life in the same way into a small lamp, guiding others through the darkest stretches of their road. Beloved child, when faith takes deep root within your heart, you will discover that you no longer need to strive to shine. My light will naturally reveal itself through the way you live. No display is needed, only sincerity. No proving is necessary, only continuing to walk in gentleness and faithfulness. The righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. As written in Matthew 13:43, that light does not make others uncomfortable or pressured. It makes them feel warmed and comforted. A peaceful smile upon your lips may become the very thing that gives someone strength to continue through today. A consistent spirit of love may become living proof that goodness still exists in this world grown so cold. I want you to remember that the small things you do each day carry eternal value. The world often notices only what is large and impressive, but heaven sees the strength of quiet seeds. Every time you choose patience instead of anger, forgiveness instead of bitterness, gentleness, even while your own heart is weary, these are like little lamps being lit along the road. And many people will find their direction because of the light you kept burning. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:14, I am not asking you to become the sun, I simply do not want you to hide the light I have already placed within you. Beloved child, there will come a time when you look back and realize that you have crossed into a new shore of your journey. Once, you longed only to be healed for your own sake. But now, that very healing is becoming peace for others. Once, you searched for hope for yourself. But now, your eyes and your words are igniting hope within other souls. This is the beauty of rebirth. It does not stop at renewing one life, but expands into a river of life flowing through many others. Remember the woman at the Samaritan well? After meeting me, she did not carry long sermons or profound knowledge back to her town. She carried only a heart that had been touched and an honest story of that encounter. Yet through that alone, many people came searching for me. Do you see? A transformed life always carries the power to spread. I do not need you to become anyone other than the person I am renewing day by day. When you live faithfully with the light I have placed within you, others will begin to see hope reflected through your life. So, today, continue walking gently upon this bridge of faith. Do not fear if your light appears small in the eyes of the world. A small candle is still enough to brighten a dark room. A gentle word is still enough to rescue a soul from despair. A peaceful heart is still enough to create a different atmosphere in a place filled with chaos. I am using your very life as a living message, a gentle mirror through which those who look upon you may catch a glimpse of the beauty of heaven, of unchanging love, and of the hope that is still quietly blooming in this world. Beloved child, I want you to understand that heaven often touches the earth through very small things that the world easily overlooks. Some people believe they must do something extraordinary in order to become a blessing to others. Yet many times I choose quiet acts to bring life into the hearts of people. A greeting filled with peace, offered when someone is utterly exhausted, may become the very first ray of light they see in that dark day. A sincere act of listening, without rushing to interrupt or judge, may heal places that years of silence have never touched. A humble act done without needing recognition may plant seeds of hope in a soul that has long stopped believing in goodness. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. As written in Luke 16:10, I see eternal value in the things you do with love, no matter how small they may appear in the eyes of the world. Beloved child, true love always spreads farther than you yourself can see. Just as a small stone falling into water creates ripples that reach the shore, every grace-filled action of yours is touching more lives than you realize. You may never know how a word of encouragement spoken today kept someone from despair. You may never fully see that the gentleness you offered caused someone to believe in love again. But I see it all. Let us not grow weary in doing good. For in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. As written in Galatians 6:9, no seed of love you sow is ever wasted. I am quietly causing them to take root in places your eyes have not yet reached. Remember the little boy with the 5 loaves and 2 fish. What he brought seemed far too small for the need of the crowd. Yet once placed into my hands, it became nourishment for thousands. So it is with you. Beloved child, never believe you have too little to give. A little time for someone who feels lonely, a prayer for someone in pain, a smile for someone who is discouraged, a sincere embrace for someone trembling inwardly. When you place these things into my hands, I will multiply them in ways beyond your imagination. What I desire is not perfection, but a heart willing to become a vessel through which my love may flow. Beloved child, a living testimony of me does not appear only in seasons when everything is easy. Many times, the clearest light shines in the middle of the darkest night. When trials come and you still keep your peace, others will see a strength that does not belong to this world. When you walk through pain without losing your gentleness. Your life becomes proof that my love is stronger than wounds. When you face pressure with trust instead of panic, others will understand that there is a firm foundation sustaining you. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. As written in Isaiah 41:10, I did not promise you would never walk through storms, but I did promise that you would never walk through them alone. Remember Paul and Silas in the prison. Their bodies were chained and their circumstances filled with suffering. Yet in the darkness of the night, they still prayed and sang praises to me. That very peace and faith shook the prison itself and touched the heart of the jailer. Do you see? Some of the most powerful sermons are not spoken from a high platform, but lived out in the midst of hardship. I am making your life into such a testimony as well. When others see you still holding on to gentleness during trials, they will understand that the peace I give is real. When they see you not collapsing, even though tears have fallen, they will know that a strength greater than yourself is holding you steady. Beloved child, I call you light, not so that you may shine upon yourself, but so that you may guide others. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. As written in Matthew 5:14, your light does not need to be loud in order to be noticed. Your peaceful presence alone can change the atmosphere wherever you go. There are rooms filled with tension that will soften because you carry gentleness into them. There are conversations burdened with heaviness that will begin to heal through the quiet wisdom within your words. There are hearts that once closed themselves off which will begin to open again simply because they sense sincerity within you. I want you to live with that gentle awareness each day. Do not think that ordinary moments are meaningless. It is often within the simplest things that my light becomes most visible. A quiet prayer whispered in a still room can change things your eyes cannot yet see. A decision to continue loving instead of growing bitter can open a new future for many people. One small act of faithfulness today may become a great miracle tomorrow. Therefore, beloved child, continue walking as the lamp I have lit. Let that light burn with the oil of love, sincerity, and faith. Do not fear the darkness around you, for even the smallest ray of light is enough to ensure that darkness is no longer complete. I am using your very life with all the gentleness, steadfastness, and peace I have placed within it as a living sign that heaven is still touching the earth, and that my love is still quietly renewing the world through hearts that choose to remain close to me. Beloved child, as I make your life into a living sign, I am also expanding your heart so you may understand that your presence in this world is never meaningless. You no longer live only for your own days or for your own joys and sorrows. Every step you take now carries influence far beyond what your eyes can see. A gentle word you speak today may remain in someone's heart for many years. A forgiveness you extend today may heal wounds passed down through generations. A patience you choose to hold on to during hardship may help another soul find the strength to rise again. You are a letter from Christ, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God. As written in 2 Corinthians 3:3, I am writing that letter upon your life, not with human words, but with the light of grace, with the quiet renewal within your soul. And with every moment, you choose love instead of closing your heart. Beloved child, people will read that letter through the way you treat them in the ordinary moments of life. They will see gentleness in your eyes when others are weary. They will feel sincerity in your words while the world around them is filled with pretense. They will recognize peace within you while everything around them feels chaotic. And through that, many hearts will begin longing for the light that is sustaining you from within. I do not need you to become dazzling in order to draw others near. The world may be captivated by things that shine brightly for a moment, but souls that are truly hungry will always seek places where real life can be found. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. As written in Matthew 5:8, I am making your heart clearer and purer day by day, so that your very simplicity may carry the beauty of heaven. Remember Mary, who sat at my feet to listen, while many others were distracted by countless concerns. The simplicity of her love created a fragrance remembered through generations. Or remember John the Baptist, who lived in the wilderness with a simple life yet carried such powerful light that many came to him to awaken their hearts. Do you see? The power of heaven is not always revealed through outward display, many times. It shines through a sincere soul that knows how to remain near me. I am doing the same within you. I am making your presence into a place where others feel rested, understood, warmed, and reminded that true love still exists. Beloved child, there will come a day when you realize that your very life has become a message. Not a message written through theories or beautiful words, but through every experience you have walked through with me, the seasons of pain you endured, the times you rose again after disappointment, the moments you still chose gentleness, even after life had wounded you. All of these are being woven into a story that many people will read with their hearts. We know that all things work together for good to those who love God. As written in Romans 8:28, I waste no part of your journey. Even the cracks you once felt ashamed of can become the places where my light shines through most beautifully. You do not need to strive to direct people's eyes toward yourself. A clear mirror does not keep the light for itself. It simply reflects the light shining upon it. So it is with your life. As you continue living in connection with me, others will see in you not merely a kind person, but traces of a love greater than all human limits. Some will rediscover hope because they see you remaining peaceful in the midst of trials. Some will learn how to forgive again because they witness the softness of your heart. Some will begin to believe they are still worthy of love because they feel compassion in the way you treat them. That is when the message of your life speaks most powerfully, not through noise, but through the gentle weight of sincerity. Beloved child, I want you to remember this. When you live in this way, you are standing exactly where I intended you to stand, not necessarily in the place most celebrated by the world, but in the place where my light can reach the souls who need it most. A small candle is still enough to illuminate a dark room. A small stream is still enough to refresh dry land. A heart filled with peace is still enough to change the atmosphere of an entire place. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. As written in Matthew 5:14, I am making your life into such a lamp not so that you may be glorified, but so that many may find their way through the darkness. And then, beloved child, as you continue walking in that simple radiance, you will begin to feel a very deep joy, the joy of someone who knows they are living according to the purpose for which they were created, no longer needing to chase the recognition of the world, no longer needing to prove your worth. For the peace within your heart itself will confirm that you are in the right place, at the right time, within the very season I have prepared for you. And through the gentle smile you offer each day, there will be souls who rediscover hope and find strength to continue onward. In your gentleness, they will feel the warmth of heaven, and within your renewed life, they will see my gentle invitation, the invitation calling them back to the light that never fades, to the love that never changes, and to the arms forever open, waiting to receive them. Beloved child, I have planted you beside the river of everlasting life, not so that you would wither during the dry seasons of this world, but so that you would bear fruit in the season I appointed. He shall be like a tree planted by streams of water, bringing forth fruit in its season. Its leaf also shall not wither. As written in Psalm 1:3, when the roots of your soul sink deeply into me, the life of heaven will continually flow through you. And then, without striving to display yourself, your life will naturally become proof that my love is real. People will see that fruit in the way you forgive when you have every reason to resent, in the way you continue hoping when circumstances appear dark, and in the way you keep your peace amid storms that are sweeping many others away. Beloved child, every time you choose love instead of closing your heart, you are writing another line in the message I have entrusted to your life. Every time you remain gentle after being wounded, you are telling the world that healing still exists. Every time you rise again after disappointment and continue trusting, you are declaring that my grace is stronger than brokenness. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. As written in Romans 12, 21. I know there are times when you think no one notices those quiet choices, but heaven remembers every small thing you do in love, and those very small things are quietly weaving together the most beautiful song of your life, the song of my faithfulness throughout your journey. Remember Joseph. For many years he lived through betrayal, abandonnement, and hardship, yet he did not allow his heart to become bitter. That quiet faithfulness prepared him to become a source of deliverance for many people later on. Had he surrendered to despair, his story would have ended in darkness. But because he continued holding on to me during the seasons no one else could see, his life became a testimony for generations. So it is with you, beloved child. There are days when you think you are only living through very ordinary things, yet I am using that daily faithfulness itself to write a legacy far beyond what your eyes can presently see. Beloved child, the message I am writing through your life does not end in the present moment. True love always carries the power to spread beyond itself. A word of encouragement you offer today may become strength for someone many years from now. A child who witnesses gentleness in you may grow up believing that light still exists in this world. A soul standing on the edge of despair may rediscover hope simply because you chose to listen with your whole heart. Whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. As written in Galatians 6:7, the seeds you sow in love and faithfulness will not die. I will cause them to bloom in their appointed season, even in places you never expected. I want you to understand that your faithfulness carries eternal value. The world often remembers only what is loud and visible, but heaven treasures the souls who quietly keep their light burning day after day. Remember Lois and Eunice, the grandmother and mother of Timothy. The sincere faith they planted in that young boy later became the foundation of a mighty servant. Do you see? Beloved child, many great legacies begin through very small acts of love in ordinary life. I am using you in the same way. You may never fully see the reach of your influence, but I see every ripple flowing outward from your life. Beloved child, I am writing this message across the timeline of eternity with my own hands. No good thing you do in love is meaningless. No faithful tear has been forgotten. No moment you chose hope in the midst of hardship has been wasted. Your labor in the Lord is not in vain. As written in 1 Corinthians 15:58, some of the things you sow today will become light for generations you may never meet. Some of your quiet prayers will open paths for others many years from now. I am making your life into a bridge between present and future, between pain and healing, between darkness and hope. Therefore, do not underestimate the importance of continuing to live beautifully in the small things. A heart that forgives is a lamp in a world filled with bitterness. A soul that continues to hope is a living prophecy in an age overflowing with despair. A person who carries peace is proof that I still reign in the midst of life's storms. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. As written in John 20:29, I am making your very life a living confirmation that faith is not an empty illusion, but a true power capable of transforming a person from the inside outward. Beloved child, the day will come when you look back upon your journey and understand that I never wasted anything in your life. The seasons of waiting taught you patience. Your wounds taught you compassion. Your trials taught you how to depend upon me more deeply. And all these things together have shaped you into living evidence that the love of heaven is still at work upon this earth, not through distant theories, but through a real life that has truly been transformed. So today, continue standing beside my river of life. Continue allowing the roots of your soul to draw strength daily from my presence. Continue bearing the fruits of love, hope, forgiveness, and peace. And then, whether you realize it or not, your life will continue speaking as a gentle message to the world that there is still a light that never fades, a love that never runs dry, and a God who is still quietly renewing every soul, willing to open its heart to Him. Beloved child, today I place into your hands a precious key, the key called faith. Not a faith filled with strain and anxious striving, but the gentle trust of a child who knows their father is holding their hand through every step of the journey. That key will open doors your own strength could never unlock. It will connect what your eyes cannot yet see with what I have already prepared in the unseen realm. The righteous shall live by faith. As written in Romans 17, faith is not merely a passing emotion felt during prayer. It is the way you walk, the way you love, the way you stand firm, the way you continue hoping through seasons where no results are yet visible. And when you live in this way, your life will gradually become a living sign that I am still moving within this world. Beloved child, I have never called you to walk by your own strength alone. If you rely only on yourself, your soul will quickly grow weary beneath the shifting circumstances of life. But when you lean upon me, a quiet strength will rise within you and sustain you from the inside out. Just as Peter walked upon the water while his eyes remained fixed on me, you too will do things you once believed impossible when your heart remains in my presence. With God, all things are possible. As written in Matthew 19:26, what I desire for you to learn is not how to become stronger by yourself, but how to anchor yourself in my love and faithfulness. It is there that you will find peace in the storm, light in the uncertainty, and hope in the seasons that seem completely exhausted. Therefore, every word you speak, every action you take, and every way you treat others is becoming a reflection of what I am doing within your heart. When you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, heaven is touching the earth through you. When you choose gentleness in the midst of pressure, the world is witnessing a kind of strength completely different from human strength. When you continue hoping through seasons of waiting, you become living proof that restoration is real. Let your light shine before others. As written in Matthew 5:16, I do not want that light to remain hidden only within your heart. I want it to flow outward through the way you live, so that all who encounter you may feel the warmth of heaven. Beloved child, the journey I am leading you through is not made of meaningless, disconnected pieces. Everything I have done within you from the very beginning is being woven together into a beautiful symphony. The seasons when I awakened your soul, the moments when I healed the deepest hidden places within you, the days when I taught you peace, gratitude, listening, and trust. None of these stand apart from one another. They are like 7 notes within a song of restoration that I am playing through your very life. There are moments when you hear only scattered notes and cannot yet understand the full meaning, but I see the entire composition, and I know exactly where every melody is leading you. Remember David, before he became king, he passed through wilderness seasons, battles, lonely nights, and even moments of failure. Yet every part of that journey became a necessary note in the song of his life. The quiet days of shepherding taught him how to trust me. The seasons of fleeing taught him what it meant to find refuge in me. His failures taught him repentance and humility. So it is with you. Beloved child, no season of your life has been meaningless. I'm using every part of it to create a song through which many souls will hear my hope and my love. Beloved child, I do not want that melody to echo only within your own heart, but to flow outward through every encounter, every word, and every step you take. When you enter a place carrying peace within your heart, the atmosphere itself begins to change. When you listen to someone with sincerity, a door of healing begins to open. When you remain patient with difficult people, when you love those who cannot repay you, when you continue living faithfully in the smallest things, that song of restoration is sounding more powerfully than any sermon. Whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within them. As written in John 7:38, I am making your life into such a river carrying life through the dry and weary places of this world. And there will be people who look at you and wonder why you still carry light in the midst of darkness, why you remain gentle after being wounded, why you continue hoping while so many things remain unfinished. And at that very moment, their eyes will no longer stop at you. Through you, they will begin seeking me. That is the ultimate purpose behind every restoration I perform within your life, not so that you may be exalted, but so that many souls may be led back to the light that never fades. Beloved child, I am the source of life from which you drink each day. I am the light you are reflecting. I am the love flowing through every part of your life. Therefore, do not fear the road ahead. The key of faith I have placed into your hands will continue opening new doors of peace, purpose, and life. Continue walking in that gentle trust. Let the symphony of restoration sound naturally and truthfully through your life. And then, day by day, the world will see through you that I am still making all things new, still healing, still lifting up the weary, and still calling tired souls back into the everlasting embrace of my love.